What's up, y'all? It's your girl Jerrica, and I'm finally back with another Ghetto by Retell. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these, but the truth is, I don't usually do one of these unless I get a message from God. And if I don't get no message, I don't make one. And lately, it's been real dry, so I just haven't made a video. But as soon as Donald Trump becomes the president, the Lord go, okay, Jerrica, now I need you to tell him something. And of course, it's going to be about something that I'm uncomfortable talking about, which is politics, because I hate politics and I don't like talking to anyone about it. It's a touchy subject for everybody, and I don't really care to discuss politics. But of course, God being who he is doesn't care about what I'm uncomfortable about. All he cares about is getting his message out there. And so I guess I gotta be the vessel that he wants to use for this message. So I told him to use me, so I'm just gonna let him use me. So strap on your seatbelts, pop yourself some popcorn, and get ready for this one. Today I am going to be talking about the children of Israel. Turn your Bibles to 1 Samuel 8 chapter, and you can read probably about 3 or 4 of those chapters I'm going to be discussing as a whole. So 1 Samuel 8 chapter starts off like this. At that time, Samuel was the medium for the children of Israel. And so the people, they were coming to Samuel and they were telling him,
we want a leader. We want a king. We want someone that's going to make Israel great again.
Does that sound familiar? So Samuel took their concerns to God, and he took it with a heavy heart because he felt bad that they felt that way. It's like he kind of had pity for God. God told him, he was like, they're not rejecting you, they're rejecting me. God got all in his feelings because he felt like he wasn't enough. He had taken them through hell and high water. He still wasn't enough for them. God told Samuel, he said, listen, if they want a king, I will give them a king. God told Samuel to make sure that he told the children of Israel just what this king was going to be about. He said, tell them he is going to make them slaves. He is going to take all of their money and earnings, their houses, their cattle. He is going to make their lives a living hell. So Samuel went to the children of Israel and he relayed the message that God gave him, and they didn't really care. So Samuel, he went back to God and he told him that these people say they want a king, and God said, give them a king. Give the people what they want. Samuel went and found the king. His name was Saul. And when Saul became king, Samuel stepped down because he was kind of like a leader for Israel, because he was their mouthpiece to God. But before he stepped down, he talked to them again, and he reminded them of the things that God had brought them through. And he told them that they should serve God regardless. Whether you have a king or not, you need to serve God. That should be your main focus. So when Saul became the king, and he made them slaves, he took all of their gold, he took all of their cattle, everything that they earned. He took 10% of everything. He made them slaves. He made the males fight in the military. They were drafted. And Saul is solely responsible for getting Israel involved with the Philistines. Because I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but the Philistines were some bad, they were some bad people. And Saul is the reason that Israel got caught up with the Philistines, and was the reason that they warred with the Philistines for so long. It was all his fault. But need I remind you that this is the king that these people begged for. They wanted Saul as their king, and he drove them through hell. He drove them through pure hell. But that's exactly what they wanted. That's what they asked for, and that's what they got. Listen, I want y'all to remember one thing. God always got a plan. Always. It may look bad. It may look like everything is horrible. But God has a plan, because God don't think like we think. God is looking 20, 40, 50, 60 years into the future. He already have pivotal pieces on his chessboard that are set up a certain way, but it cannot work unless certain pieces are in certain spots. King Saul was put in Israel as their king to do what he was meant to do, which was to drive Israel in the dirt. That was his purpose. He started that war with the Philistines. See, they was in war with the Philistines for a long time. And then finally, a young boy by the name of David came along and he helped them defeat the Philistines. A little 16-year-old boy defeated a great warrior of the Philistines with a slingshot and 3 rocks. God had to set it up for David to make the ultimate comeback in God's name. Everything that God does is for a reason. He doesn't do anything for nothing. Everything is done for a reason. Everybody is literally terrified of Trump. And I don't know why. He ain't nothing but a man. What can Trump do? Why are you so afraid of Trump? I don't give a care about Trump. Trump can't do nothing. Because at the end of the day, God rules all. He can't do no more than what God let him do. I refuse to lose sleep over some man. But he's a part of God's plan. And whether you like it or not, he's going to be your president for the next 4 years. Saul reigned over Israel for 42 years. Y'all only got to deal with Donald Trump for 4. Maybe 8. But definitely 4. Be grateful. But anyway, like I was saying, God always got a plan. He always setting up for a comeback. Donald Trump gonna come through. He gonna make America hell. But you ain't got to worry about that because God is setting up for a comeback. So I just want to basically encourage y'all and tell y'all, don't be worried about Donald Trump. Go about your life. And just like Samuel told the children of Israel, serve God regardless. Because he done got you through countless things. You mean to tell me you don't think he can get you through 4 years of Trump? Do you really look at God like that? Is God that little to you that you scared? And why half of y'all talking about y'all finna run off into another country because Trump here, half of y'all can't move out your mama house. So have several seats and just trust God, okay?